LifeAfter is a zombie survival mobile game that has been out now for a couple years, and I have enjoyed playing it periodically over the last year or so. And I decided to jump back into the game recently because I was curious about what the game was like in 2022. What is up, my dwellers of the interwebs? I'm Sora and I'll be working with Sticks on the MMObyte mobile channel. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Please drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you like our content. All gaming content is played and recorded on my Asus ROG Phone 3 and is from an Android perspective. LifeAfter is a lot of fun, I cannot deny that, and the fact that the game has absolutely zero autoplay in the game is a great feature for any mobile game. The visuals are stunning, and if you're on a device that can handle pumping up the visuals to the max settings, it truly is worth it for the beautiful graphics alone. However, if you are able to do so on your mobile device, I do recommend to slap on a phone cooler to the back of your phone because your device will get super hot really fast. I myself can run it on the maximum settings, which is called cinematic, but I choose to drop it down to ultra to allow for better frame rates, though it will still choke a bit in crowded areas. There is also dynamic weather and blizzards. Each different weather exposes you to a chance of getting sick or losing health, especially if you are roaming around in the middle of a blizzard. So try and find a safe place to camp out or drop a fire pit on the ground and give it some firewood to keep yourself warm in the middle of the blizzard. This will help you from potentially dying during such an event. I especially love it when it starts raining, how the water will splash onto your screen and your clothes and the surroundings will visibly become damp. It's the little attention to details that help with the immersion of the game. I definitely appreciate these things a lot. If you're a new player, the potential to feel overwhelmed by the amount of features available to you could be pretty crazy. Even as a returning player, trying to figure out all the extra features or ones I just purely forgot about feels like a daunting experience, and if you're interested in playing this game, I sure do hope you love grinding for materials because there is a lot of materials you need to gather in order to advance your house and craft all the guns and armor you need to survive in the post-apocalyptic world. Combat-wise, the game is pretty straightforward with its controls, and I feel you'll be able to pick it up pretty quickly. However, I was not a fan of how to shoot in the game. How you aim and shoot in the game felt very stiff, and you couldn't easily move and attack, forcing you to stop to get a better aim on your target. There is aim assist, which can help greatly, but when zombies are jumping at you or sprinting towards you, things can get pretty messy, especially if you do not have an automatic machine gun yet. One of the biggest changes from when I last played last year is the introduction of the Revenant race. I knew it was coming last time I played, but I didn't know you could make one right off the bat when you enter the character creator. So I decided to give it a try, and it's definitely quite an interesting race to play. I liked how you didn't need tools to gather trees or stones. Instead, you'd use your powers to smash the tree and stomp on the rocks for the materials needed. Definitely convenient since you don't need to keep crafting tools to use. Unfortunately, since Revenants are half human and zombie hybrids, you cannot use health packs like a normal human player. Instead, you have to rely on the spores that drop off your enemies when you take them down. This can actually make the game harder for you if spores decide they don't want to drop, leaving you replenishing your health at the mercy of RNG. You can store up to 3 additional spores while adventuring, but when things get really crazy, you'll be wishing you had health packs to use. You do, however, heal over time when idle, and that can be pretty convenient. It actually works out pretty well in blizzards where the intense cold cuts your HP down pretty quickly. But with the auto regeneration of your health as a Revenant, I'm assuming it can help you to stay out longer than a normal human player would be able to. But it will leave you pretty vulnerable if you were to get attacked. So I'd still recommend you either find some shelter or drop a fire pit and wait out the blizzard. I absolutely love the house building in this game though. It's really great It's not as free as Chimeraland's house building, but the game does provide you with a generous housing plot, with your farming land allowance getting larger when you join a private camp, which I suggest you do. Camps, or guilds as you may be familiar with that name, can seriously be of great assistance to you in this game. The building of your house is really easy to figure out, and it truly is fun to build your home. I spend majority of my time gathering materials for my house over anything else. I've always been a sucker for great housing in games, and LifeAfter really does have it done right. My biggest complaints is with the matchmaking system when you're just starting out the game. There was a particular moment in the game when I had to join a PvP match in order to progress my survival handbook, which is like a guide to what to do next if you're just starting out, and it took me 2 days of countless attempts at queuing for the match, and I'd get a team, but we'd be stuck in another queue for the rest of the players, and then someone would leave the team and the matchmaking would stop. This alone almost made me quit the game because it was getting so annoying. However, when I joined a camp, they were so kind to help me queue up with them, and since they were all very high level, the matchmaking was super fast. So big shout out to Rampage on Iron Stride NA server. Thanks to you guys, I was able to advance my handbook and wasn't going to go crazy. If you're in need of a camp and you are on that server, I suggest you apply to their camp. They are very knowledgeable and friendly, and their Discord has so much information for you to browse through. Leveling up takes a lot of work because you have to focus on what's called masteries. These masteries are for gathering, cutting wood, and for your combat, and you're able to specialize into a special mastery called certificates, or certs for short. All these things cost a lot of new bucks and mastery points, so don't just drop points wherever. Try and do some research, ask around on the subreddit, and try save your points for the valuable ones. Also, do your dailies. Your dailies will give you tons of mastery experience and points and can help you level them up pretty quickly. So do not neglect those. They can really help you out a lot. Overall, I'd say that LifeAfter is still going strong in 2022, with a few new servers opening up and lots of new content still being released. They also have a PC client now available on their website, so you don't even need to worry about your phone overheating anymore if you have a PC to play on. I myself will definitely play this in the future on PC over the phone, purely so I can put everything to cinematic graphics and not have to worry about frame drops or my phone overheating unless I stick my cooler on the back. I'd definitely say give the game a go if you haven't already, and if you haven't played it in a while, maybe it's time to try it out again. Or try out the Revenant race. It's definitely an interesting one. I probably won't be playing on the NA server anymore due to the time difference and the fact that a lot of the game events are tied to the server time. So a lot of interesting encounters happen either very late at night for me or super early in the morning. So I'll be starting again fresh on a C server moving forward. So there you have it. That's my first impression on LifeAfter in 2022. Please remember, this is just a first impression, not to be confused with a full review, and my experiences expressed in this video are my own. Thank you for watching. I'm Sora, and this is MMObyte Mobile. Feel free to follow me on all my socials, and you can also find me on my own YouTube channel. Links are all in the description and pinned comment below.